channel if you're new, or if you're not, I'm Alicia and I am stoked you're here either way. At Mind Over Munch, Halloween is one of our favorite times of year. There are only a few days left until Halloween, so this week I thought I would share some last minute Halloween cupcake ideas. The idea is that these decorations can be done easily without much effort, time, or stress while still looking impressive and festive. So I used all store-bought cake and frostings to keep it simple. This video is not about the recipes. Of course, you can use any store-bought or homemade cake recipes or frosting recipes if you would like. My approach with this video was really go online and test out some of the Halloween cupcake decor ideas that I saw, and then share the ones that took the least time and stress with you here. First up, a pull-apart ghost. This is so easy. Once I have my cupcakes baked and cooled, I arrange them on a tray in a shape of a ghost, tightly packed. This template required 24 cupcakes. I added plain white frosting to a decorating bag without a tip so that I could easily apply the frosting to the entire cake top surface, starting from the outside and working in. My advice is be liberal here. More frosting makes it easier to spread without nicking the tops of the cupcakes. Use an offset spatula to evenly coat the frosting, and instead of trying to make it super smooth, I intentionally made it look rustic with texture. I also used black decorating gel to draw the outline of the eyes and a mouth and then filled those in. So this is a super fun and impressive display for a Halloween party with a larger crowd, but it takes almost no time. It's, plain frosting, requires no fancy tips or decorating ability. The most intimidating part was drawing those eyes and mouth, and even that is doable with, just taking a breath. Remember, there's no perfect ghost anyway, right? So don't feel that the eyes or mouth need to look any specific way. Plus, don't forget that at the end of the day, everyone is gonna pull these apart to eat them anyway. Next up, another pull apart. This time it's a spider web. Same thing, this time I used funfetti and chocolate cupcakes to build a circular shape. Of course, for all of these, you can use any flavor cupcakes you prefer. I found store-bought orange frosting, which made it even easier. I didn't need to do any of the coloring or mixing of the frostings on my own. Nice. So same as before, I piped the frosting liberally before spreading. That black decorating gel decor was a little more intimidating here, but still not so bad. So I added a dot in the middle and then circles of the gel around, expanding outwards. It does not need to be perfect to look legit. I just used a skewer to drag the gel from the center to the outside to create the web effect. And then I added a little plastic black spider on top to complete the look. Seriously? That took 10 minutes. Both of those pull-apart options really are great because you can do them if you have very little experience with decorating cupcakes. Next up, Witch's Hat Cupcakes. Now, in my opinion, these are the most impressive looking of the day, and they were probably the most fun for me to make, especially considering how easy they actually are. I start with the hats, which are just Oreo cookies with the icing scraped out and a little dollop of colored frosting. Again, I used the pre-made orange. I also used a decorative tip, and I've linked all of the tips that I used in the description box below, but you could just use a dollop of icing without a tip as well. I added some sprinkles and a Hershey's chocolate kiss to create the hat effect. Voila, a witch's hat. For the cupcake, which is chocolate flavor this time, I did dollops of green and purple frosting with a large decorating tip. This part looks intimidating if you've never done it before, but this kind of piping is actually so easy. It's all about how much pressure you put on the bag and when you release that pressure. A little practice is all it takes to make these look masterful, and if the top isn't perfect, who cares? You're squishing that witch's hat on top anyway. Boom! I love these. So much personality and Halloween flair without even being spooky. If you are enjoying these so far, I would love it if you would subscribe and hit the bell for more holiday content coming soon. Okay, next up, baby ghost cupcakes. These are easy, but they required a little more practice for me than the witch's hat. I used mini red velvet cupcakes and a store-bought marshmallow cream frosting with a wide circular decorating tip. It's just a little swoosh of frosting, and I used chocolate chips for the eyes. So these are super cute, but as simple as they are, they may have actually been the hardest ones of the day for me. Of course, that is saying a lot because they still weren't too stressful, and all of these are pretty easy. I mean, that's the point. These spooky spiders might have been the second hardest, actually. They start off really easy. I just spread icing over the top, orange or white, or you could use any color you want. The spider comes from an Oreo cookie where I used icing to glue on the eye sprinkles and used chocolate frosting in a piping bag with a small decorating tip to pipe on the legs. The legs took some practice to release at the right time, but my recommendation is to go from the outside to the middle, because the middle part will be covered with the Oreo spider topper, so you won't see any of those imperfections. Adorable! All of these are just so fun. So this last one might be my favorite. Mummy cupcakes. I glued on some large sprinkle eyes with frosting, and then I used a wide and flat decorating tip with white frosting to create mummy wrapping. I just alternated directions across and down the cupcake, going around the eyes. I thought that these were gonna be way harder than they were. They were actually really easy and very forgiving because you could just cover up mistakes by going over the wraps diagonally. And no mummy is perfect either, right? Okay, so I hope that you found these last minute cupcake ideas helpful. I hope that you will share this video if you enjoyed it. Comment below and let me know which was your favorite. If you are looking for more fun Halloween ideas, last week I shared some spooky glow-in-the-dark drinks, and we always get so excited and have had a lot of fun with our Halloween videos in the past, so I will link some of my favorite from previous years in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here. Have a happy Halloween, be safe. I'll see you soon with more fall and holiday content, and remember, it's all a matter of mind over munch.